Yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Everything good? Sorry I'm late. Running a little bit behind today. I don't know. Ow! This light in my face is killing me. It's a little better, a little better. What's good? What's good? What's everybody doing in the building? Nobody's in the building. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Talk to me, Grim. First one in the building. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Let me know. What's good? What's good? What's good? Well, I hope y'all can hear me. If you can't hear me, then damn, that sucks. So, man, there's been a late report come out of the power rankings for the Las Vegas Raiders. We're also going to talk about Driscoll. Do we really need another quarterback? We'll get into that a little bit later. Is he going to be emergency quarterback? Is Cam Miller just not ready yet? Can I get a better lighting? All those questions and more should be answered. Coming up on today's show. No, what's good? What's good, everybody? I'm running way behind today. Yes, I know I said I was going to be on the computer, but I'm having a little bit of problems with the computer at the moment. I don't know what the hell is going on. And with the fact that I cannot sit in that damn chair. I tried to edit a little bit today to post some videos, on the membership. If you're not a member, become a member. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. I sat there for about 15 minutes and I was done. So this chair is a little bit more comfortable, but man, let's get into this first off. First off, let me know how y'all feel. We'll start with the defense. So this is by Pro Football Impacts. I don't know who they are, but they have our defensive tackles ranked 32nd in the NFL. 3-2. 32nd. 32nd. There's only 32 teams. There's only 32. But what do y'all think about this? What do y'all think about this? Let me know in the comments. I'm not seeing any comments. I don't know what's going on with the comments. Welcome to the live chat. Guard your privacy. No. Hold on. Is nobody just commenting maybe? I don't know. I don't know. But let's get into it, man. So, the defensive tackles are, as listed, Jonah Lalu, Adam Butler, J.J. Pegues. Everybody's commenting? I can't see any comments. What the hell is going on? Hold on. Nope, don't do that. Oh, there we go. There we go. Shout out everybody in the building. I'm sorry. I couldn't see the comments. I thought I was talking to myself. I appreciate y'all being pulled up already. Adam Butler, J.J. Pegues, Leaky Fotu, and Thomas Booker, who has been listed as the starter for Las Vegas Raiders in front of Jonah Lalu. Let me know what y'all think about that. Drop your comments. Let me get into this chat because I didn't see all these people in the building. What's good, my guy Grim? Dark in the building. Candy Unlocked. Appreciate you. As always, the Chiefs fan, Junior Cairo. I'm glad to see you escape from Candy's shackles. Not really. not. Even though she's 1,700 miles away, still not escaped. You're blind and deaf? I mean, shit, I'm blind, deaf, and dumb, so we're all on the same page. You take both racks. What are you talking about? Geomex in the building. What's good? What's good? Who else we got? Joanna, what's good? Appreciate you. Anybody else? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right, man. So let's talk about these rankings, bro. 32nd. They have our defensive tackles at 32nd in the NFL. I don't see it. I don't see it. Now, I went over the list, and again, I was trying to do some editing today. I didn't get it completely done, so I don't have everything in front of me. But I find it very, very, very hard to believe that with one, two, oh, so with two rookies, Leaky Fatu, you know, he was injured all year. We heard the press conference. He wants to make a difference on this team, right? He wants to show that he was, definitely worth making a 53-man roster, and hopefully he does, right? He's a big, huge body that's gonna take up double teams. Hopefully, eat up some runs. Um, but I find it a little harsh, man. I find it just a little harsh to have us at 32nd. Now, I would have us probably somewhere in the 20, like 24. And, that's remained to be seen, right? We haven't seen any of these guys, under Patrick Graham, under Pete Carroll, under Robbie Leonard. But if I do know one thing, I know Robbie Leonard is a hell of a defensive line coach. And these guys are going to play their hearts out no matter what. So, but yeah, Jonah Lalu, Adam Butler, JJ Pegues, Leaky Fotu, and Thomas the Booker fourth is our front line, man. That's our starters, and our starters are Adam Butler and Thomas Booker. So, with that being said, is it the depth behind them? Is it the starters? I want to know why they have us ranked at 32nd, bro. Because I see a lot of teams out there that have way less depth, I think, than us. Have a lot more questions on the defensive line. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Yes or no? Yes or no? 32nd, is that fair? Is that where the Raiders should be? 32nd what? Defensive tackles. That's where they're ranking our defensive tackles. We're going by position ranking for each position group. That's what we're breaking down. Starting with the defense. So, now you're all caught up? Let's go. Edge rushers. They have us at 12th. Now, I know Max Crosby makes a big, big, big difference on most of that, right? But we have Max Crosby, Malcolm Kuntz, Tyree Wilson, Charles Snowden, and Tonka Hemingway still on the outside, which I'm not getting that. Maybe he's faster than I realize, but I watched this camp, I watched all the numbers, and I think he really should be in the middle. But we've had that problem with Tyree Wilson too, right? Where a lot of us think he should be in the middle. He's still listed as the guy behind Max Crosby. But they don't have any of our defensive linemen ranked at all position one-on-one. They have Max Crosby ranked 7th overall on the edge out of all edge rushers, which would be, 64? And then they have Malcolm Kuntz, 59th. 59th. How do y'all feel about that? I know he's, coming off an injury. Malcolm Kuntz is really, really unproven. He had one good year towards the end of the year. Is he still going to be that guy? Is he going to be better? Is it going to take time? Raiders will always be losers. I mean, your opinion is your opinion. We shall see. I do hate the fact that I cannot get Gilmore already, right? Get Gilmore already. Get Peppers already. Bring all of them. Bring all of them. I don't know why they didn't go get, Justin Simmons that everybody wanted, but I guess they feel good, right? They feel good. They released Trey Taylor, so I guess they're feeling good about their backfield more than us. Fine, I'll stop coming around, see what happens. What are you talking about, Willis? Candy has a special place in her cold, sweet heart for everyone. Yeah, she is very kind-hearted. The kindest-hearted devil I ever seen in my life. She's gonna be mad. I gotta stop. She's very sensitive. Very sensitive. Alright. I can't even read all these comments, bro. Our defense will have to step it up big time. Yeah, they're gonna have to step it up a lot. So they have us, like I said, ranked 12th on the edge. Linebackers. Our linebackers are ranked 24th. 24th. Two Super Bowl linebackers, right? Jermaine Pratt, Landon Roberts, not Landon Roberts, Devin White, two Super Bowl veteran linebackers, three veteran linebackers. You know, you have a little bit of promise, and Tommy frickin' Eichenberg. You have a little bit of promise, and I thought Amari Gaynor, who they let go. Cody Lindenberg. You know, you have a little promise in Cody Lindenberg. So, and then you have Jamal Adams that they moved from safety to linebacker. I don't know how they have us 24th, but let's break it down. They have Jermaine Pratt listed as the 31st best linebacker in the NFL. Now, I'm not going to try to do the math because I don't know how many teams run 3 linebackers, how many teams run 2 linebackers, but it's over 100, right? It's probably over, or close to 100. Close to 100. Let's go 70s, somewhere in there. But out of 70 linebackers, Jermaine Pratt is listed 31st. Landon Roberts is listed 54th. And Devin White is listed 56th out of all linebackers in the NFL. They are getting no love. Tommy Eichenberg, you ain't even in the top. You ain't even in the top however many linebackers, starting linebackers there are, because he's not a starter. But 24th for our linebackers, man, I think that's a little bit low. I think it's a little low. Yes, we're going to have problems covering, but we also brought in Brendan Jackson, who was pretty damn good in coverage. We also brought in, I can't think of the dude's name, but another linebacker that's good in coverage. So I think this rating, to me, is just a little bit small, on the small side. Next up, the cornerback room. Man, it's hot out here than I thought. The CB room, the Las Vegas Raiders cornerback room by Pro Football Impact, has the Las Vegas Raiders ranked 32nd. Yes, another 30, 32. I don't know math. Another 32 on the list, man. That's not good. So far, our defensive tackles, who, if you can't win in the trenches, you're not winning football games, right? They have them ranked 32nd. And then if you can't cover and you're giving up yards constantly all game long, you're going to get smoked, bro. You're going to get smoked. My last break, stopped by to yell, Raiders! Appreciate you, Furpo, in the building. Damn, sounds like you have, sounds like we have the worst ranked defense. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Hold on, Dark. Hold on. So yeah, 24th, or 32nd, our linebackers are Eric Stokes has been listed as the starter. Darian Porter will be a backup to none other than Kaibu Kelly. So we heard all this talk all the offseason, right, about how Pete Carroll only likes big, tall, fast corners, right? You have to be 6'3", you have to be 6'4", or you're not going to make this Raiders team. Both of them are 6 foot. So they went with a little bit smaller than the 6'2", 6'3", right? Longer, shorter arm length, right? Smaller hands. So I don't know. There was a lot of talk. But 32nd, Darian Porter, Eric Stokes, Darnay Holmes, who has been listed as the starter. If you haven't heard already, he will be the starter at the slot. Guess who's backing him up? Nobody. He's our sole slot guy, which pump the brakes a little bit because we know Eric Stokes is going to play a lot of that role, and we know Jamal Adams is going to play a lot of that role in the nickel as well. Are in cover 3, but that's a bad ranking. Safeties. They have our safeties. Jeremy Chin, Isaiah Palomau. Yes, Tristan McCollum, who didn't have any time in camp, is on the roster. And then Chris Smith II, who a lot of people, had wrote off kind of like Geno Smith, overlooked him. I had him making this roster. I didn't have him making the 53. I had him making, the practice squad again this year and possibly working his way up. But they have our safety group ranked 22nd. 22nd in the NFL. Let me know how y'all feel about this, because to me, it makes my stomach hurt. It makes my stomach hurt. Overall, can anyone guess, having a 32nd defensive tackle, a 12th ranked edge team, 24th linebacker, 32nd cornerback room, and a 22nd safety, can anybody guess where our defense ranks in the NFL, power-wise? I could see we was the top 7. What? Clean my glasses? It's just going to fog up again. It's humid out here. 27th, 24th, 25th, 31st. 31st. According to Pro Football Impacts, which I don't know who these guys are. I don't know if they were around last year. I just seen this on X and I decided to, pull it up. 31st with Max Crosby, with 3 veteran linebackers, with Jeremy Chin at safety. I don't see it. I don't see us being the second worst defense in all of the NFL. I just don't see it. I don't see it. That is crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy. Candy ranked first, tied in YouTube mods. I don't know who's ranked first in my mods. Name who's number 1 on the ranking as well. I do not have that, but I could look it up. Pro Football Impacts. Alright, give me a second. If I could find my thing. Pro Football Impacts. Was it Impacts? What the fuck? Hold on. Yeah, it was Impacts. Alright, had to make sure. The brain just does not work like it used to. Alright, Pro... I guess that's all he did was the Raiders. I don't know. Hold on. I'm looking. Pro Football Impact Management. Man, this is the... What? Alright, I apologize. This is some damn Instagram group. Who the hell are y'all? Who the hell are y'all? Oh, you got 46,000 followers. Who else did they do? AFC West Preview, South, North. Hold on, I'm trying to see what other rankings they have on here. Pass rusher rankings, duo. Damn, they got a lot. Go check these guys out, man. Pro Football Impact on Instagram. They have a lot of rankings on here. I'm not going to break them all down, so I apologize. I do not know who is first on that list, but let's get into the offense side of the ball, man. The offensive side of the ball. Where do we stand on the side that puts the money on the table, right? Puts points on the board. Hopefully our defense puts some damn points on the board. But where do we stand? Our quarterback room. Anybody want to guess before I start? They run a 4-3, 3-4, 4-3, 3-3-5. Yeah, I know there's a lot. A lot. Yo, Raider fan for life. Did you get your t-shirt? It said it was delivered. Did you get your shirt today? If not, let me know because it says you should have. Raiders defense will be, week 5 will be top 5. That's what I feel as well. That's what I feel. I think once they get some games under their belt, once they figure out that, okay, these guys behind us can cover, we can, dominate offensive lines, I think it's going to be a whole nother story. But they need time. It's gonna take time. Like, you have a new system on defense, you have a new guy kind of running the show. It's gonna take a little bit, man. It's gonna take a little bit. But offensive wise, let's get into it. Our quarterback room is ranked 15th in the NFL. I'm good with that. I'm straight with that. I think that's about where Geno Smith should be, right? Anywhere around the top 10 is crazy. I know last year he had decent numbers. His percentage was great. But 15, I'm not mad with that. I'm not mad at that. You could split hairs and say he's, somewhere in 12, 13, maybe in there. But I think 15. I think 15 for Geno Smith is about right. Kenny Pickett, on the other hand, they have poor old Kenny Pickett ranked as the 41st best quarterback in the NFL. That is rough, dude. That is absolutely rough. I will send you a pic. I have been working all day. My roommate said it came in. Nice. Yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if it's the right quality, the right print, all that good shit. But Kenny Pickett, a former first-round pick, right? Picked in the first round. Has played in playoff games. I do believe has won playoff games. I'll look that up here in a minute. I know he's won playoff games. I'm pretty sure. I don't think they've lost in the first round every year. But 41st, man, 41st best quarterback in the NFL. I think that's a rough ranking. That's a rough ranking. So those two together somehow equals out to 15th. I don't know. But we'll take it. We'll take 15th. The surprise to me, the second surprise on the offense, surprise number 2. This is the second biggest surprise. Our running back room went from 32nd in the NFL to 10th. Ashton Jeanty ranked the 10th best running back in all of football. He's never even touched the ball. He's never even played it down. Never even played it down. Let me know in the comments below. Type Y for yes, N for no. Is there too much pressure on this young man already? I mean, the 10th best running back in the NFL. Maybe tomorrow we'll break down some of these rankings. If I could get the damn computer going, because I can't do it on here. But yeah, that's, to me, bro, that's bad. That's bad. So Ashton Jeanty is ranked the 10th best running back in all of football. Raheem Mostert has no ranking. Zamir White has no ranking. Dylan Labe has no ranking. So just him all alone by his lonesome has our running back room ranked in the top 10. In the top 10. Let me know what y'all think about that. Make sure I'm at the bottom of this shit. Hit the like button if you're new to the channel. If you like this, I only see 4 likes. Come on, man. Come on, man. Help me out. Help me out. Hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. So 10th overall. That's our running back room. They don't have Dylan Labe listed on here, but he is part of the running back room. Also, will be playing special teams. He is actually listed as number 2 on the punt return list, behind. Stay tuned. We'll get into that in a minute. Next up, the biggest surprise of all. This has got to be the biggest surprise out of every ranking that I've seen so far. Our wide receiver room, or is it? Jacoby Myers. They added Amari Cooper, Trey Tucker, Dante Thornton Jr., and Jack Bech. 27th in the NFL. 27th in the NFL. Now, I hear all this talk about how our offense is going to be our savior this year, right? The offense is better than the defense. The defense is going to be the weakest link. If this ranking is anywhere close to where our receivers are, if they're in the 20s, we're in trouble, man. We're in trouble. I don't feel a top 10 running game is going to be enough to win us enough games to even put us close to a wild card. It's not going to win us enough games in the division, that's for sure. Although, if we can run the ball in the division, it does help you win against all three of those teams, Kansas City, Denver, and the Chargers. You know, all three of them. If you could run on them, you have a damn good chance of winning. But 27th, man, 27th is rough. They have Jacoby Myers, our number one receiver. This is our number one receiver. 35th best receiver in the NFL. That's no love. That's no love. Now, can you find me? Answer this question, please, somebody. Can you find me 34 wide receivers in the NFL that are better than Jacoby Myers right now? I find that hard to believe. I find it really, really, really hard to believe. 1,000 yards on 80 plus receptions. No drops. No drops. And you got the man 35th? He's not even in the top 32? So there's three teams that their second string or their second team offensive receiver is better than Jacoby Myers. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like it's a little bit trash to me. Lawrence, what's good, my guy? Lawrence says yes. Let's hear the Chiefs rankings. Man, if you want the Chiefs rankings, you have to go to a Chiefs channel that does the research, puts all the shit together, and then breaks it down for you. Because we don't do that here, bro. We don't do that here. But if I can find them, I will email them to you. 27th receiver room, I'm okay with. Maybe that will calm Mayers down from wanting fat cash. Good Lord. That thing was a beast. Loud as hell. I mean, not having any teams wanting to trade for you should be a smack in the face for Jacoby Myers. That should be a huge wake-up call. You know, that your market is slim to none, bro. Like, none. There's not even no slim. It's none. None. There was one team that called for Jacoby Myers, and they wanted us to pay half his salary next year. So, there's not a big market for Jacoby. As much as Raider fans want to love Jacoby Myers and say he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, you know, take your Raider glasses off, because there's 32 teams in the NFL, and 31 of them, or 30 of them, wanted nothing to do with Jacoby Myers. At $14 million next year? That's it? I don't know. Tight end room. The tight end room. 4th best in the NFL. 4th best in the NFL. Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, and Ian Thomas. Yes, it is Ian Thomas. I finally figured out who the third tight end is. I kept saying Quadri Ismail. It was not him. It is Ian Thomas. So, we have the 4th best tight end room in the NFL. How do y'all feel about that? Is that a yes? Is that a no? Most of y'all don't want to comment, but that's fine. Billy D in the building. What it do? What it do? Think I'm all caught up. Raiders are booty. I mean, by these rankings, it kind of looks like they are ass wipes, but we shall see. We shall see, my guy. All right, so next up on the list, and this is what I want to see, bro. This is the best ranking. This just tickled my fancy, if you want to say that. Um, Offensive line, 17th in the NFL. Shout out to the O line. That's big props. Now, you do our wide receivers wrong. You do our defensive tackles totally dirty. You did our safety room and our corner room pretty dirty. You did our corners nasty. But you give love. You give love to an offensive line. I don't know. I don't know. Now, I had us somewhere in between 15 and 20. So 17 is somewhere in between 15 and 20. And I'll take that all day, right? I'll take that all day. If this offensive line is ranked anywhere, like I said, between 15 and 20, that wide receiver number goes out the window. Because Gino is going to make every one of these wide receivers look like the best receiver in the NFL. I'm telling you. If Gino has time to throw, he's going to pick guys apart. Now, if he's got to run around and scramble, then it's lights out. If he's outdoors, it's really bad. We talked about this yesterday. If Gino is indoors, in a dome, we talked about it yesterday. Gino has 40 plus touchdowns with only 5 interceptions inside. So, outside, 41 to 35. Big difference. Can we get inside Gino all year long? Luckily for us, we have him for 9 games. So, if we can win those 9 games indoors, which would mean we have to win every game at home, which I would love. I would absolutely love. I'm sure Raider Nation would love. You know, that's a big ask, but if he plays lights out inside a dome, we have a chance of winning every game at home, really. And then we just got to win, possibly 1 or 2 more games to squeeze into that playoff spot. It could be done. It could be done. So our offensive line is as follows. If you don't already know, now you know, my ninja. Colton Miller, DJ Glaze, Charles Grant. What the hell happened? Not Charles Grant. What the hell? Oh, these are the guys they have ranked. I don't know. But, our offensive line. These are the guys they have on the list for some reason. Colton Miller is, let me go back to that. Brock Bowers is ranked the 3rd best tight end in all of football, according to this list. And they have our guy, Michael Mayer, at 43? 43? You're telling me Michael Mayer is the 43rd best tight end in all of football? I find that hard to believe. I think he's better than a couple team starters. More than a couple. A handful, easily. Easily. But, keep sleeping on my Raiders. Keep sleeping on them. We love it. We love it. So the offensive line is ranked 17th. They have Colton Miller listed as the 11th best left tackle in all of football. They have DJ Glaze at 57. 57. You're telling me, how far is that? That's what? 8, 50, 25? You're telling me there's 25 teams that have a backup right tackle better than DJ Glaze? Now, maybe this listing is just as an offensive lineman ranking. That would make a little bit more sense to me. But you can't stand here and tell me that there's 25 right tackles better than DJ Glaze on the planet right now. You fucking... There's no way, bro. No flipping way. Absolutely. But I'll take the 17th overall ranking. They have, for some reason, Charles Grant and Oh, they're just ranking our tackles. All right, so that's what it is. They're ranking our tackles. Charles Grant, Stone, Forsyth, um, and DJ Glaze is ranked the 57th best tackle in all of football. As we know, there's two tackles, right? One on each side. So that's 64. It's not a very good ranking. He is a third round pick. This is only his second year, and we'll see what DJ Glaze does, right? Does he go off? Does he take a huge jump from next year? The Chiefs made that list. um, so that's not the offensive line. That's our tackles. Our tackles are ranked 17th. Our offensive guards. Our offensive guards got all the love in the world. Ranked 8th overall, bro. 8th overall. Hit that like button, please. There's been over a couple hundred people in here. I got 8 likes, man. Show some love. Show some love. Come on. Getting 8 up out here. Shut up. What's up, my guy? Shout out Tony Chef in the building. Raiders. Raider freaking Nation. Fuck them pasties. It's game week, baby. It's a business trip. What? You get to write it off as a business trip? Damn, I need to come work for you, bro. Yeah. Can we get FKC in the chat? Can we get F the AFC West in the chat? Can we get fuck the other 31 in the chat also as well? So offensive guards, Dylan Parham, Jackson Powers Johnson, Alex Kappa, and Caleb Rogers are ranked the 8th best guard duo in all of football. All of football. That's right. All. Completely. So, shout out to the whoever did this ranking for giving our guards some love, bro. Giving our guards some love. They have Dylan Parham as the 20th best guard in all of football. That's a pretty solid ranking, bro. That's a pretty solid ranking. I'll take that all day for Dylan Parham. And a lot of people slept on Dylan Parham. I was one of them. At 285 listed last year, I said he was too light to play guard. I said he was too light to be a guard in the NFL or a tackle. You know, he was better off at center. But he packed on the pounds. He packed them on this offseason. The dude's got bigger. He's got stronger. He's got faster. You know, he got a little bit more ass to him. And it looks like he can anchor down that guard spot. So, shout out to my guy Dylan Parham for, you know, shutting up all the haters. Well, so far, because he hasn't done shit. He ain't played a game yet. But they have him, like I said, ranked as the 20th best guard in all of football. Next to him, you have Jackson Powers Johnson, who will be our starting right guard. If you haven't heard, now you know. They have him 23rd. 23rd in all of football, right? Not bad out of 64 guards. We have 2 guards ranked in the 20s. That's a damn good number. And then you have Alex Kappa, who is ranked 52nd. 52nd. You have a third-year player. Wait, fourth year? You have a fourth-year player and a second-year player ranked 30 points above you. Why are you still on my team? Why are you still on my team? I mean, I don't know what's going on, bro. I don't know what's going on. He has more ass. It's sinister. You gotta have ass, bro. You gotta have ass to play on the offensive line. I'm sorry, but if you got no junk in your trunk, you just getting moved around. Ask Andre James. He got pushed around like a rag doll out there. And he's what, 3rd on the depth chart over there on the lightning bugs? Speaking of lightning bugs, I caught one a little bit ago. It's in a jar in the house. I was gonna bring it out, but I don't feel like getting up. So, our guards are ranked 8th best in the NFL. Shout out to whoever made this ranking for showing them some love. Jordan Meredith, Will Putnam, Jordan Meredith. First time ever playing center in the NFL. He was a 80% grade PFF last year. He was, I think, even better than that on if you look at the pass protections he gave up, if you look at the sacks he gave up, the man played his ass off at both guard positions. Never played center in his life. They have him ranked as the 12th best center in all of football. So shout out to Jordan flipping Meredith, bro. Shout out. Now, I've been talking about Jordan Meredith. I don't know how long. I don't know how long. Tapes don't lie. I've been trying to get this guy to start for the last 3 years. They kept, fucking quit biting me. They kept signing him. They kept releasing him. They kept signing him, kept releasing him. And when he finally got his shot, this man has not looked back, right? He got in the game last year. He played every single play after that. Both sides. Now they're like, man, we could just move this man to center. So you don't always have to be a number one pick in the NFL. You don't always have to be first round pick. You don't have to be a second or third round pick to make noise, to be a Pro Bowl type player. And yes, I'm going to say a Pro Bowl type player because last year at an 80% grade with the limited amount of pressures Jordan Meredith gave up, he was an absolute dog. He was an absolute dog. That's Pro Bowl type numbers right there. And, I think he got done a little bit dirty, but 12th best center in all of football, that puts the Raiders offensive ranking at nobody want to guess? Anybody want to guess? I'll let y'all guess. I gotta stretch my back for a second. Oh my god. Shit hurts. Ow. Where do you feel? Where do you feel with the 15th best quarterbacks, the 10th best running backs, the 27th best wide receivers, the 4th best tight ends, the 17th best tackles, 8th best guards, and the 12th best center in all of football? Where do you feel the Las Vegas Raiders offense should be ranked? Oh, God. Number 30, Grim. You're not playing fair. 25 says Lawrence. That's all we got? 13 people in the building, only 2 comments? Come on, man. Help me out. Help me out. Oh, I think I'm just going to stand up and do the live like this. Fuck it. This is way better. Oh, my God. All right, so 17th, we have the closest. The Chiefs fan almost hit it on the head. We are ranked 16th best offense in the NFL with the 31st ranked defense. Where does that put us? That puts us not in the playoffs. That puts us not at 10 wins. That doesn't put us at 8 wins. You can't have the 31st best defense and win football games in the NFL. You have to be able to stop the run. You have to be able to stop the pass. And we have a guy like Eric Stokes going against... I'll break that down tomorrow. The list of receivers that Eric Stokes has to face this season, if he lasts the whole entire season, 17 games is a long, long haul. We have DeCamarion Richardson behind him. Sorry. We have DeCamarion Richardson behind him. A lot taller, a lot faster, but way less experience, right? And Eric Stokes is a guy that doesn't have much experience. He only played, 6 games his first year. I think 7 games his next year. And then another 7, and then finally played a full season but was benched. So a lot of questions, which is probably why they have our corners ranked as 32nd best in the NFL. We can't win like that. So these numbers are going to have to change drastically. But let's go over it. I think Defensive wise, like I said, I feel like we're going to be somewhere in the 20s, 20 to 25. That's where we should be. I think they're sleeping a lot on. We don't know about Leaky Fotu, but I think there's a lot of people sleeping on JJ Pegues. Adam Butler finally gets to be that every down guy, you know, if he's making plays that he said he wants to be. That, we paid him a bunch of money last year to be that guy. So Adam Butler needs to step up, be that guy. Anything less than 6 sacks for this man, if he stays healthy for the whole year, is damn. I need to shave. That shit is bothering the hell out of me. Um, anything less than 6 sacks, I think is it's it's a fail for it's a fail. We need him to have somewhere 7, 8 at least. At least being our best defensive tackle out there, right? Making more money than anybody else on that D line, and he's not making a lot. What, 16 mil for 3 years or something? Not a crazy amount for a defensive tackle, not nowadays. Um, I feel like Jonah Lalu. It's just a matter of time before Jonah Lalu definitely gets more play time. They have him listed as a backup to Thomas Booker, but we'll see. We'll see. I think Jonah Lalu is a little bit faster, has a little bit more motor, but he's a little bit green, right? A little bit green. So a UDFA out of Las Vegas, and I think he's got something to prove. Pete Carroll talked about our team having a chip on their shoulder, right? A lot of these players have a chip on their shoulder, right? And I feel like Jonah Lalu is one of them. He's definitely one of them, right? A hometown guy that thought he was going to be a starter, just like JPJ thought he was going to be the center, got moved to right guard. So I think all these guys have something to prove. Leaky Fatu, right? He was in a boot all camp, had a walking boot on. Is he ready to go? How much of this defense does he know? Is he locked in? We shall see. But from hearing him talk, it seems like he's ready to go. And then Charles Snowden. Charles Snowden is my sleeper this year. Charles Snowden, I feel like, could very, very well have a year like Malcolm Kuntz had 2 years ago, right? Where he has, 7 or 8 sacks. I think Charles Snowden can be that guy. But he has to get reps. And to get reps, you have to do something when you're out there. But his motor, right? His willingness to chase down running backs, to chase down quarterbacks. He's a fast guy. He's big. He's always getting his hands up. You see him tipping balls. You see him making plays on the sideline mostly. So Charles Snowden is a guy that, he has good bend. He has good get off. And he's only getting better. He's still a young guy. Like, it took Malcolm Kuntz 3 years before he had 8 sacks. And that was in the last 9 games. So a guy like Charles Snowden, hopefully, he takes that next step. Hopefully he stays the hell out of bars and doesn't drink and drive anymore, because we need him, right? We need somebody behind Max Crosby. We need, besides Tyree Wilson, we need somebody, that could be that guy when Malcolm Kuntz has to come out, because Malcolm Kuntz isn't a guy that plays, 98% of the snaps like Max Crosby. I think his highest snap count total is in the 70s. So, and I don't even think it's that high. So when you have a guy that, coming off an injury, doesn't play every single down, you got to have guys that come in, and you can't have the drop off, being from here to here every time you got to give your starter a breather. So I feel like Charles Snowden should be that guy, should step up. And then you have Tonka Hemingway that they have listed as a defensive edge rusher. What's he going to do out there? I think from what I've seen in the preseason, he's another guy like Jonah Lalu, like, Thomas Booker. They all have that motor. They all have, that tenacity where they're not giving up on plays. You'll never see them walk in. You'll never see them, thinking somebody else has a tackle and not giving 110%. So when you got guys like that on your defensive line, 32nd is not a ranking that that I'm good with. And I'm gonna say like 24th. I'm gonna say not all year, but somewhere to start off, and I think we'll get better than that. But I think we're somewhere around 24. So that's fucking what? That's eight. That's 8 spots right there. Um, our edge, I think 12th. I think 12th is about right. We have a lot of questions in Malcolm Kuntz. We just talked about Tyree Wilson. We talked about um, Charles Snowden and Tonka Hemingway. Right? There's a lot of I don't knows. Um, SB Hangover, Super Bowl one. um, for the Eagles, I hope so, man. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of turnover there. I think about somewhere in the in the 12 range is about right for our edge rushers. Our linebackers, 24th. I don't think that's right, man. I don't think that's right. Now I think we're gonna have problems in coverage, and we all know that. Um, but I feel like we brought some of the young guys in, to run in certain packages, maybe pass plays. Uh, and I feel like it's going to be a lot better than 24th. So I'm not going to change it too much. I'll say, our linebacker room is probably 16 to 20th. Again, I went through all the linebackers. I looked at everybody's, his stats as much as I could go through. And I don't feel like 24th is the right spot for our linebackers. Like, again, there's 3 veteran linebackers. 2 of them have been to a Super Bowl. So when you have guys that have been to a Super Bowl in the building, they're going to put guys in the right position, right? And we all know all 3 of those guys, Jermaine Pratt, Landon Roberts, and Devin White, who Devin White all camp long was, interception, interception, interception. Was it Geno the problem? Or, is Devin White just, that sneaky good where he's able to undercut these routes, right, and take some of them to the house? Because I heard 2 times last year where 3 different reporters said that Devin White stepped in front of the ball and it would have been a touchdown if it was a real game. So I know he's old and slow, but he can still stop the run. And when you're in a cover 3, you don't have to cover 20 yards. You're not having to cover 15 yards, right? These linebackers are only going to have a 15, maybe a 15-yard area by 5-foot box, right? 10-foot box. They're not going to have to cover the whole field. They're not going to be covering these tight ends one-on-one. They're not going to be covering these running backs on wheel routes and shit like that. So that's my take on it. Do I like bass? I mean, I like bass fishing. I don't eat them. All I'm watching is scoring, defense, and takeaways on that side of the ball, Rebel. Hey, I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping. We need. Everyone on this team has something to prove, even Pete and Spytek. That is facts, 100%. 100%. Sacks and pressures is going to be hard when you have a defensive tackle unit ranked 32nd in the NFL, right? So hopefully my numbers are a little bit closer at 24. I said 12 linebackers. I'm going to say, 18 to 20. I think we're somewhere in there. Not the middle of the pack, but a little bit less than the middle of the pack. Our corner room under Pete Carroll, under Marcus Robinson, Woods, right? Woods is our safety coach. These guys have coached a lot of Pro Bowl type caliber, young guys that they developed into star corners, into star safeties. So, and Pete Carroll has developed numerous teams, numerous guys that nobody, took a chance on. Guys in the 2nd round, guys in the 3rd or 4th round, guys in the 5th or 6th round that ended up being stars on a Pete Carroll's defense. So I'm not sleeping on Pete Carroll. I am not sleeping on Marcus Robinson. And I just don't feel like with the size and the speed that we have in the corner room that we're 32nd in the NFL. I don't. I don't. I'll put us 24th. 24th until they prove something. I feel like we're at least. I don't feel there's 32 teams that have a better corner room than us. They might have a better, more proven corner room. They might have more veterans, but they don't have Pete Carroll, right? They don't have our DB coach. So I'm gonna put it in the 20s, and then our safeties. I say they're somewhere in the same. Jeremy Chin, Isaiah Palomalu's only started in 14 games. That's a big, big question. Can he be that guy? If Isaiah Palomalu is out there at the free safety spot, and you have Jeremy Chin, up in the box playing on the line, then more than likely Chris Sims or Tristan McCollum are going to be those guys back there. They're going to have to show me something first, right? We from Missouri to show me state. You're going to have to show me something. So I put our defense. I'll put our defense 20th right now. Maybe 22nd. 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 No biasness. I feel that defensive front, like I said, is way better than 32nd. Our edge rushers are, about 12th, could be better. And then our linebacker room's at around 20. Our corners, somewhere about 24. So to me, that puts us in, 22, 24, which is way better than 32nd. And if our defense is in the 20s, we're still not going to win a lot of games, bro. I don't feel like everybody else does, that we're going to score 35 points a game, average 34 points a game, right? I just don't see that being the case. We play a lot of damn good defenses. I mean, nasty defenses all around. Front line, front seven, front six, whatever you want to call it. Safeties, corners. We play some crazy defenses. The Kansas City Chiefs, most of them in our division. The Broncos, the Chargers, the Eagles, the Texans, the Cowboys, the Browns, like fucking even the Titans, bro, the Giants. Like, all these teams have solid ass defenses. So they won't be getting pressure, quick routes on them all day. I don't think you're going to run too many quick routes on them, because that's one thing we do have an advantage of. We have, some long, lengthy safeties and corners. Now 6 foot, it's not the longest. Darnay Holmes is 5'10". I find it funny that they released Jacorian Bennett, who was 5'10", 5'11", to keep Darnay Holmes and put him in the slot, when you could have just kept Jacorian Bennett, and I think our corner room would have been way better. Haven't had a chance to check. I've been working my ass off all week. Don't miss on the days. You all went deep. No more. What? Do you miss the days when you all went deep? That's what she said. What games are Thursday? It's only one game, right? I believe Cowboys and Eagles, if I'm correct. I could be wrong. It's happened once before. But yeah, man, quick outs. My guy Tony Chef has, hit it on the head, right? If our defensive line gets pressure, it makes your corners better. It makes your safeties better. Safeties get bad. Corners get bad. When you're having to cover for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 seconds, like we do when we usually play Patrick Mahomes. When you have a guy just running around the backfield, waiting for a guy to flash open so he can, get the ball out there, and he has the arm strength and the speed to do it, it's a problem, bro. It's an absolute problem. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I think our DBs on short routes with the length, with the speed they have, they're gonna be okay. I think it when it gets troublesome is when they're running deep routes, when they're backpedaling too long and they got to get their hips around, or they got to get their hips around to make a play on the ball. Um, I question Eric Stokes. I question even Darian Porter Jr. The rookie right now. He just looks a little bit stiff out there with his hip movement. When you got to get your hips around, you got to get your body around to make a play on the ball. But it'll come. It'll come. It'll come. Right? That's what she said. What else we got? Did you see the super chat, Rebel? I did not. Oh, my bad. Raider fan for life with a $2. Holla! Raiders! It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yo, what's good? My guy Tyler in the building. You missed all the fun. You missed all the fun. Nah, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, definitely. Nah, I appreciate you more when you send me a picture of that shirt, so I can rep it. Get it out there. And I hope it's the right print, because I've been battling with this company 2 times now. I got the wrong one. The right print, just the wrong style. Alright, man, so let's go with the little keys to victory. Keys to victory, and then I'm going to get off here. It's been an hour. I did my due diligence. I pulled up, talked football. What really happened, I'm just done with playing W2K. Nah, we were just talking about the rankings for the Las Vegas Raiders by some new thing on I guess it's on Instagram. It's the only thing I've seen it on. But the offense for the Raiders are ranked 16th. The defense is ranked 31st in the NFL. So thought you would find that very interesting. Being a Chiefs fan and all. All right, roster wise, the roster is out. Let's look at it. Time to compete, baby. Woo! I like that picture. All right, where is this roster? Raiders official depth chart. All right. So the Las Vegas Raiders official depth chart. Shout out for the $5 smackaroo. They don't give me the option to send super stickers anymore, so it's all super chats now. That's all right, because when you send me the super stickers, I never got the sticker. I just got the prompt to the sticker of what the sticker looked like. So, you need a funny wife? That could be good and bad thing. All right, so the official Las Vegas Raiders depth chart is wide receiver number 1, Dante Thornton Jr. His backup is nobody. Nobody. There is nobody. He is the lone receiver, the lone ranger on that side. We'll see if that lasts. We'll see if that sticks. And a lot of people said Amari Gaynor was going to be the replacement for Dante Thornton Jr. because he's not ready. The youngster having a little connection, timing thing with Geno Smith. A lot of people say he can only run one route, and that's straightforward. I think that's absolutely bullshit. He can run routes. and he's only going to get better on this team. We have a solid, yeah, got you, bitch. Motherfuckers. We have a very, very solid coaching staff, wide receiver staff. So he's only going to get better. But like I said, a lot of people thought Amari Cooper was going to be the replacement for Dante Thornton, or at least, you know, be the guy that they switch it up. Seems like Amari Cooper is going to be playing in the slot. All right, we'll get to the rest of them. Left tackle. Left tackle, we have Colton Miller. His backup, as we know, is Charles Grant. Left guard is Dylan Parham. Caleb Rogers is the backup over there. A lot of us, including myself, thought he was going to be on the right side. I just felt like he looked better on the right side, but obviously they don't have anybody that's playing the left side as good as him right now, except for Dylan Parham, who is the starter. Could be signs for concern, but I have full faith in Dylan Parham. You know, he's played his ass off when he was a starter. The only reason he wasn't the starter last year is because he was dealing with injury problems, and I think he'll get it together. So, Caleb Rogers is behind Dylan Parham. We have Jordan Meredith with Will Putnam behind him. JPJ with Alex Kappa behind him. DJ Glaze with Stone Forsyth behind him. I have some questions with that. You know, if DJ Glaze struggles or if something happens, I do not want to see Stone Forsyth in there at all. So, my roster prediction from 3 months ago was Dante Thornton, Colin Miller, Dylan Parham, Jackson Powers Johnson at center, Jordan Meredith at right. Those two switched. DJ Glaze, Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, Geno Smith, and Ashton Genty. Those were my starters. Those are the starters. Defensive wise. Oh, wait. No, wait. I forgot. The other wide receivers is Jacoby Myers in the slot with Amari Cooper. Coop in the slot. I really thought he'd be on the outside, but, you know, we've seen maybe you've seen the comments on X, maybe you didn't, but there was a lot of talk saying that, you know, Cooper looked out of shape. He looked really, really slow coming into camp, like he wasn't ready, didn't think he was going to get picked up. But then on the other hand, you hear Spytek and Pete Carroll say they've been talking to Amari Cooper for a while about being a Raider. So if you knew you were coming to the Raiders, why the fuck weren't you in the gym, bro? Why weren't you out there getting in shape? Like, that shit makes no sense to me. Then you have on the other side will be Trey Tucker and Jack Besh. As projected, or predicted, or whatever you want to say. Defensive wise, Max Crosby. Behind him will be Tyree Wilson. I don't know why they keep putting Tyree Wilson on the outside, but that's the way it is. Thomas Booker, that we traded for Jacorian Bennett, and I'm still pissed off for, you know, until you do something and show me different wise. This is still a shitty trade in my opinion. Behind him is Jonah Lalu, who he overtook for the starting job. Jonah Lalu was projected to be the starter. So you got Max Crosby, Thomas Booker, Adam Butler, Malcolm Kuntz, Jermaine Pratt, Landon Roberts, Devin White, Darnay Holmes, Kai Blue Kelly, Eric Stokes, Isaiah Palamau, and Jeremy Chin. Now, the only thing I got wrong on this is Kai Blue Kelly. I thought it was going to be Darian Porter starting, and I pretty much figured Darnay Holmes was going to play the slot just because he played it last year, and, you know, they've been struggling to find somebody to play it. They have nobody, like I said, nobody is listed behind him. Our backups are as followed. Defensive tackle, we talked about Tyree Wilson. Behind Booker and Jonah will be Jonah Lalu and JJ Pegues. Defensive tackle will be Adam Butler, Leaky Fotu, and Tonka Hemingway. So they have Tonka Hemingway listed as defensive tackle, not a defensive edge, like it was listed on the other one. And then The other side, you have Malcolm Kuntz and Charles Snowden. So those are our 4 edge rushers. Hopefully they can do something. Behind Jermaine Pratt, you have Jamal Adams, who's going to get a lot of playtime. Um, a lot of playtime. So, I don't know about starter role, but Tommy Eichenberg is backing up Landon Roberts. And Brendan Jackson has moved behind Devin White, which was Cody Lindenberg's spot. Is now Brendan Jackson, which obviously Cody Lindenberg, 7th round pick or whatever he was. You're going to bring in a guy that's played for a team like a Rams that has, a solid defensive line coach, a solid defense over there, and damn good head coaching, right? You got just great head coaching in the Rams organization. That whole organization is top to bottom pretty solid. So anytime you get players, coming from the Rams, it's always good. And then we have starting corners, Kai Blue Kelly with Darian Porter backing him. And then we have Eric Stokes with DeCamarion Richardson backing him. Isaiah Palomau with Chris Smith the second backing him. And then Jeremy Chin with Tristan McCollum as the backup. So, as projected, the only thing I missed is I had Jonah Lelu starting. Thomas Booker was not on the team yet. And I had Darian Porter over Kai Blue Kelly. So far, my predictions have been right on the money, except for 2 players. Like I said, one wasn't on the team yet. Doesn't really mean shit, but it does for me. It does for me. Kelsey is showing his baby bump. You're an angel. What? Just because your name says you're an angel doesn't make you an angel. She is a bad influence on everything. It's on everything. Alright, what else we got in the chat? I didn't know you were such a freak. Chef is a freak. I don't know. That's what I heard. OMG, Tony Sheffield, you were sleeping on the D, LOL. Wait, what? Don't be sleeping on the D, bro. You can end up hurting. Just saying. Alright, this chat has gotten out of control. I'm going fast forwarding. What are you talking about? Wait, who's transgender? What the hell? Alright, I'm not even reading the rest of that. I'm not even reading. Trixie Blue, what's good? Appreciate you pulling up. I really want to find this damn power rankings for the Patriots. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm still looking. Still looking. Nope, not on there. How's everybody feeling tonight? What is the temperature? What is the temperature in the city you're in right now? Is it still warm? Is it cooling off? Is the autumn wind blowing yet? Why is Jaden Reed wide receiver 3 this year? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I do not know. If I posted the pics of Kelsey on Twitter, not tagged, why'd you tag me to it, bro? Don't be tagging me to that shit. Oh, man. Humid as heck under the moonlight night. It's nice and cool out here right now. It's nice and cool. I'm loving it. It is actually It says 70 degrees, but it feels cooler than that. Feels cooler than that. So, 70 degrees, no humidity. All the clouds are coming back. So maybe a little bit of humidity. 76. Ooh. Damn, that's rough. That's rough. Rough. What games is everybody going to? Y'all got your tickets yet? Does everybody know what games they're going to? Let me know. Let me know. You're freezing. Man, I could be freezing at 76 degrees. That's crazy, bro. Crazy. Sorry, I'm trying to type at the same time. Patriots! Alright, let's see if this shows up. Ranking all 31 teams. Power rankings 1 hour ago. Okay. Fox Sports. Let's do this. NFL power rankings. How does all 32 teams stack up heading into week 1? Not overcorrect preseason. I will not overreact to preseason. That's funny. That's funny. All right, Philadelphia. Oh, okay. So, this is the power rankings for all 32 teams. I guess we'll just break this down really quick. They have the Philadelphia Eagles at number 1. They were previously at number 1. Their odds to win the Super Bowl are plus 700. Don't underestimate the worry signs with this team. The offensive losing defense like Denarius Slay, C.J. Sauce-Garner, Johnson, Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, and Brandon Graham. Damn, they lost a lot of players like the Raiders, bro. I don't know if they can replace all those. You can cancel some of your only feet. What? All right, so the Baltimore Ravens are number 2. They are plus 600 odds to win the Super Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs are number 3. They have plus 850 odds to win the Super Bowl. The Green Bay Packers. I'm going to stand up and read this. Oh, my goodness. God. I like the days when I took pills much better. It felt so much better. Oh, fuck. The Green Bay Packers are ranked number 5 with plus 1,400 odds to win the Super Bowl. But they just got Michael Parsons. That should change a little bit, right? All right. We have, next up, the Buffalo Bills. Previously ranked 4th, they are now 5th with plus 600 odds to win the Super Bowl. The Steelers. What? The Steelers with slow-ass Aaron Rodgers? Have you seen Aaron Rodgers? That dude looks like Father Time. I think I could outrun him right now in a 40-yard dash. And I'm 50. I still think I can outrun Aaron Rodgers. The Pittsburgh Steelers were previously ranked 6th. They are ranked 6th again. Alright. I know they have like Joey Porter on defense. I know they have some studs over there. But how do you have the Steelers with Aaron Rodgers, with DK Metcalf, coming off one of his worst seasons, I do believe, ranked 6th, odds to win the Super Bowl, plus 3,500. 3,500. The Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals, who got rid of Jermaine Pratt, who have major defensive problems. Previously ranked 8th, move up. They still have a... Did they sign Hendrickson? If they sign Hendrickson, I can see that. But even with that, bro, do they have better corners than us? Do they have better safeties than the Raiders? um, 22 plus 2,200 odds to win the Super Bowl. The Washington Commanders, previously ranked 7th, they fall to 8th with plus 1,900 odds to win the Super Bowl. The Detroit Lions, previously ranked 9th, are still ranked 9th. They lost 2 offensive linemen. They lost both head coaches. And they're going to stand there. They're going to stand there and tell me that they're still 8th. I mean, I know they have a roster, but you lost 2 offensive linemen. And they did get a damn good receiver in Isaac Tesla. Isaac Tesla's a bomb. But I don't know about that ranking. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are ranked 11th. They were previously ranked 11th. They're ranked 10th. The Los Angeles Chargers are 11th, who we play. The Houston Texans are 12th, who we play. The Arizona Cardinals are 13th with plus 5,500 odds to win the Super Bowl. The Denver Broncos are 14th. They were previously ranked 16th. They fall 2 in the rankings. Another team that we play. The Rams are 16th. The Minnesota 15th. The Minnesota Vikings are 16th. San Francisco 49ers go from 18 to 17. The Chicago Bears go from 17th to 18th. The Jacksonville Jaguars move up a spot from 20th to 19th. So another team we play, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Chicago Bears. All these teams are in the top 20 rankings. Where are we? Where are we? The Seattle Seahawks are 20th. The Atlanta Falcons are 21st. The Dallas Cowboys, who we play, are 22nd. The New England Patriots that we play are 23rd. They were previously 22nd. They have plus 6,000 odds to win the Super Bowl. The New York Giants, who we play, are 24th. And finally, the Las Vegas Raiders, power rankings, 25th. They were previously ranked 23rd. We dropped 2 spots in the rankings. This ranking is by, I forgot to tell you, it is not the same rankings. This is by Fox Sports. Fox Sports power rankings have the Las Vegas Raiders at 25th. So let's see what teams we play that are behind us, because there can't be many left. The Miami Dolphins are 26th. The Indianapolis Colts we play are 27th. Carolina Panthers are 28th. The New York Jets are 29th. The Tennessee Titans are 30th, and the Cleveland Browns are 31st, and the Saints are 32nd. So we have the Cleveland Browns, the Tennessee Titans, and the Indianapolis Colts are the only 4 teams that are ranked worse than us in the NFL. And we're still going 12-5. We're still going 12-5. Just saying. The Seahawks overall, y'all. Yeah, the Seahawks are over us. I know. Where are the Seahawks? Where were they? At 20th. Damn, the Seahawks are ranked 5 spots ahead of the Las Vegas Raiders. So, how do y'all feel about these rankings? Should the Raiders be higher than 25th? What else we got? Miami is top wedding destination. Maui. There you go, Candy. There you go. No, they haven't agreed to Henderson yet, or signed Henderson yet. I don't know how I don't know how the Bengals are up there. I mean, yes, they paid $600,000 for a quarterback and 2 wide receivers, but come on, man. Come on, man. Gotta roll. Catch you on the next one, Raider Nation. Appreciate you, my guy. Tony Shep in the building. You have a good night, my guy. Um, what's your ranking? Oh, I told you 20th. Nobody likes when you're 23rd. Nobody likes us when we're not in the top 10. What Trixie Blue say? um, all right. It googles through, said the spelling. What? You still having trouble with your eyes? You need to go to the doctor and get that checked, man. You need to go get your eyes checked. If you can't see out of one eye, that's a problem, bro. That's a problem. Right? Bring on football. Bring on football, man. We are 2 days away from the start of the NFL season. Unfortunately for us, we have to wait till Sunday. But we do have football. We do have football. 2 very, very good games. What's blurry? Oh, your eyeball? All white. That could, you might have some cataracts problems. You might need to go get that cleaned out. And insurance or no insurance, sometimes, you have to let the doctors bill you. Vision is not something to fuck with. It's not something you should play with. Um, all right, so the Patriots ranking was where? I want to see where they have them and what they said about them. The New England Patriots, this season performance, their season performance was so all over the map. Starting with a blowout loss to the Giants, ending up with a blowout win over the Commanders. It's best not to read into that too much. Drake May, 7 of 12 for 58 yards was fine. And it remains good. It's a good bet that the new coach, Mike Vrabel, will have an impact and give this young team some strong direction it needs. Obviously, I mean, they let go a safety that was a 90%, 92% cover grade. So they got something up their sleeve. That alone should make them mightily competitive. Even through their rebuilding project is definitely still underway. So I just don't get how you have the New England Patriots above the Raiders. I know it's only 2 spots. But you also have the New York Giants. The New York Giants above us. Right? When I've said for the last 3 years, I would have brought Russell Wilson to the Raiders. I'm not going to lie. I think we would have been a playoff team last year with Russ, even with all the injuries. And I think we'd have been a playoff team this year with Russ, with all the weapons we have. But the Giants, ranked 24th. They were previously ranked 26th. The Giants looked all summer long like they could be a little better than everyone expected. They should get some good veteran quarterback play from Russell Wilson. But for how long? Because from what I've heard, Jackson Dart has moved up the depth chart from 3rd string quarterback to number 2. Yes, above Jameis Winston. And it won't be long before Jackson Dart is quarterback number 1 in New York. I promise you. It won't be long. So they should get good play from quarterback Russell Wilson. As long as the line can protect him, the offense should be more content than it has been over the years, as they got a potential. If they got the potential for a terrific pass rush, not what we want to hear, right? Not what we want to hear. Albeit with some questions on the back end of the defense. And while their best story of the summer was rookie quarterback Jackson Dart, He's not supposed to be a big factor until 2026. For now, the Giants story revolves around their schedule, which is absolutely brutal, bro. How do they have the Raiders above us? I mean, how do they have the Giants one above the Raiders? Their schedule is, it's nasty, bro. It's nasty, nasty. Um, they look vastly improved, but the wins may still be hard to come by. So you're telling me that a Giants team that was worse than us last year, right? Worse than us last year. They proved a little bit at quarterback. Okay, some could say a lot. I mean, Daniel Jones to Russell Wilson. Take that how you want to, right? I don't know how y'all feel about it, but you should hit the like button anyway. I just don't see these. I don't see what their rankings are. But let's read the Las Vegas Raiders and why they have us at 25. There still feels limited upside with this team. All right, let's stop right there. How do you have limited upside with the number 6 overall running back, with the number 10, 13, wherever the hell we pick Brock Bowers, one of the best tight ends in all of football? What? Like, no upside? We have no upside? We have a 6'4" corner that runs a 4.3 40 in Denarius Porter. We have a very, very young offensive line. DJ Glaze is on his second year. Jackson Powers Johnson on his second year. Dylan Parham on his 4th year. Like, the only veteran we have in the building is Colton Miller. Like, so, no upside? Anyways, I'll continue before I start critiquing this shit. Especially if they're riding Geno Smith at quarterback. Ooh. So there is no upside, especially if we're riding Geno Smith at quarterback. That's Jack. He was okay in the preseason, but he didn't play all that much. Neither did the rookie Ashton Genty with 12 carries and 37 yards. Fucking Jesus. That's 2 yards a carry, bro. Oh, that's 3 yards a carry. Still, just 3 yards a carry. Who is really supposed to be the engine of this offense. Behind him, tight end Brock Bowers just doesn't look like they have enough on the offense to make up for the middling, for a middling defense. This is quite a challenge for a 73-year-old Pete Carroll. So that's where they have us, right? They're saying Geno Smith is not the quarterback we should have went and got. They're saying it's a tough road, right, for a middling defense, which they have our defense ranked 31st in the NFL. So, and these guys have us at 25th overall power ranking. I don't know where they say a middling defense because we're at the bottom of the barrel. So that is their rankings. That is their rankings. Who else is in front of us? I don't know, man. I don't know. But we get no love, bro. We get no love. We get no love at all whatsoever. You know, they're going to keep hating on Geno. Like I've been hating on Geno all offseason. I'm still not sold on the Geno pick. The $66 million guaranteed. It concerned me, right? It concerned the shit out of me. Having 15 interceptions, 9 fumbles, 21 touchdowns. And people are bitching because he's one of the lowest paid quarterbacks in the NFL. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. But again, if this offense can be ranked from 15 to 20 in the teens, right? Not above 20. This team is going to be scary. Geno's going to be a totally different quarterback. He had the 31st ranked offensive line last year in the NFL. That's one away from the worst, right? And, you know, a lot of people have said that's why, you know, they didn't make the playoffs. They would have been better with a better offensive line. We will see. He has a way better offensive line this year. he has plenty of weapons. Now, even though they want to say you have no weapons, Jacoby Myers is a threat, no matter what anybody want to say. Brock Bowers is a, is uncoverable. Unless you double team Brock Bowers, I see it being a problem. So, you're kidding, The Exorcist, right? So, I feel like these rankings are a little harsh. I think our defense, there's no way in hell, no way in hell, our defense is ranked 31st in the NFL and stays that way. I'll put that on almost everything. There's no way. I feel these corners could be a problem. But like my guy Chef said, a good defensive front that puts pressure on the quarterback causes mistakes. And that's all we need. That's all we need is somebody to pressure the quarterback, make them uncomfortable, right? Make them get out of the pocket. Make them try to step up in the pocket. You have your linebackers there waiting, right? So I feel like we're being slept on, and I like it. I like being slept on. I'd be totally pissed off if they had us, a top 10 offense and a 15th ranked defense because we're unproven. And there's teams that are ahead of us that had those defenses that lost less pieces than us, and good Lord, that lost less pieces than us, and are still going to be up there where they were before. So we have a lot of work to do. That's why we need to come out hot week one, change all these rankings, change everybody's mind. If we come out on the Patriots defense, let me see if I can see where everybody's defense is ranked. NFL. No, I said I was going to get the hell out of here, but. Good Lord. Alright. The Patriots defense is ranked outside of the top 10 by most power rankings, but it's a significant upside for the 2025 season after a series of significant offseason moves and the hiring of coach Mike Vrabel. Specifically, ranking includes the following ESPN total power rankings have them at 23rd. So, they have us at a 16th ranked offense going against a 23rd ranked defense. I think that puts us pretty good, right? At least I hope. While Sharp Football Analyst places them at 22nd overall. However, NFL.com projects them to be in the top 10 with a striking offense going up that features new starters and return players. Key factors contributing to the Patriots defense overall. Let's break it down. Coaching talent. The Patriots have added several key players to their defense, including, we all know, defensive tackle Milton Williams is going to be a problem for this offensive line, but I think we can hold up, right? Outside linebacker Harold Landry III, Robert Spillane, and Carlton Davis III. All huge pickups for this defense. Offensive focus. New head coach Mike Vrabel and former Super Bowl winning linebacker is expected to instill a discipline and a well-prepared style of play. So we shall see. Strong schedule. The Patriots will have a relatively advantaged schedule in 2025 with an underwhelming quarterback. With underwhelming quarterbacks on their slate. So, shout out to the New England Patriots. If you're a Patriots fan, bro, that's very positive, right? ESPN has them ranked 23rd. Sharp Pro Football Focus has them ranked 22nd. And NFL.com has the Patriots defense to be top 10. Top 10. Going to be a problem. Power rankings on offense. Hold on, I got to type it in. The Patriots offense is projected to be bottom third of the NFL. 2025, some analysts is placing them around 22nd or 23rd in overall offensive power rankings. while key offensive additions like Stephon Diggs, Travion Henderson, and Will Campbell offer optimism, the offensive line remains significant question mark, but the team still lacks proven talent at wide receiver beyond Diggs. So, I projected this game, the Raiders, yesterday to win by a field goal, 26-24. But I think, we might score a little bit more points than that. I don't know. Um, they're saying, Stephon Diggs and Travion Henderson are their big weapons. Campbell, read my comments. Hold on, I'll read my comments in a minute. So yeah, 23rd offensive wise, new leadership, hiring, blah blah blah, significant changes. Drake May demonstrated flashes of potential and has key players to work with. I don't know. You just said he doesn't have key players outside of Stephon Diggs. Now you're saying he has key players. New England added Stephon Diggs to a struggling receiving corps along with promising rookie tackle Will Campbell and Travion Henderson, who Travion Henderson was second on the depth chart. Now they have him ranked third on the depth chart. So how much he will be playing, I don't know. But if anybody cares, I do have Travion Henderson and Ashton Genty on my fantasy team. And yes, they will both be starting. They will both be starting. The team invested heavily in the offense, with many new faces on the offensive side of the ball. Offensive line is considered to be a big concern, even with the additions of Will Campbell at tackle. Wide receiver depth behind the wide receiver depth besides Stephon Diggs, there is a significant lack of proven talent at wide receiver. So, with the Patriots having a significant lack of proven talent at wide receiver, I think that's a good sign, right? For a young backfield. I mean, if Eric Stokes can do his job, and and maybe not all him, if Eric Stokes and DeCamari Richardson, can lock down Stephon Diggs, they do have what the hell's his name? A little 5'8" wide receiver. Kind of reminds me of Trey Tucker, right? A little fast, speedy guy that's going to be in the slot. We're going to be running a lot of cover 3. Obviously, that's Pete Carroll's MO. Cover 3 sky, probably mainly. So, if you're running that, a quick, little, small, fast guy in the slot is going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. But I believe Thomas Harper is up for that challenge. The problem I have for Thomas Harper is when we get into Matt Collins, right? Because Matt Collins is another wide receiver that they're going to be using an awful lot, probably. He is second behind Stephon Diggs. And, he's a big guy. He's a big physical guy that can, high point the ball. He runs decent routes. He will have shoes on because it's a game. I'm just, throwing that out there. That's where that's where I have the problem. Can we put guys like DeCamari Richardson in at the slot when when they have former Raider Matt Collins out there, right? That's a big question. Other than that, I think our corners match up well with the receivers, right? They're not a proven receiving core. They have a damn good quarterback in Drake May, who's going to lead receivers. He's going to throw guys open. And we have to be on our game. Patrick Graham has to, release the reins a little bit. Unleash the dogs, right? Let these guys jump routes. Let them play football, right? Don't put them 10 yards, 15 yards off. I don't care if you're in cover 3. They need to be at least 5 yards to the receiver, man. And we're not playing bump and run, right? We're not playing press coverage. We don't have to be up on them right at the line of scrimmage. 5 yards is fine, but when you're giving up 10, 15 yards, that's ridiculous. So if we're playing like that, bend don't break defense, we're going to get cooked. Drake May is going to pick us apart. That's why I predicted him to have 3 touchdowns in the air. So, what else we have? Radondre Stevens fumbles. The running back struggled with fumbles. A trait the Patriots can't afford to continue. So, that's another thing, right? We have guys like Jermaine Pratt. We have guys like a Landon Roberts that are going to come up and smack you in the mouth. You know, they're going to be trying to strip the ball. They're veterans. They know that, you know, the ball is everything, right? The ball is everything. So if you're on defense, you can get the ball back to your offense. That's how games are won. So I feel like, you know, when you have a guy that's known for fumbling in Radamde Stevens, that's a damn good sign, right? We have guys like Jeremy Chin and Jamal Adams who are going to be playing in the box for that, you know, particular situation. So when you got thumpers like Jeremy Chin and Jamal Adams that are going to come in and lay the wood, you know, we could definitely have a little advantage over there. But they do have Travion Henderson, who never fumbled in his career, I don't think, in college. Very sure-handed. So yeah, man, that's what we're looking at. The Ringer ranked the offensive line overall in the bottom tier. ESPN placed them 20th. Sharp Analyst had them 22nd, and Sporting News had their offense ranked 23rd. So let's check out the Raiders, and then I'm gonna get the hell out of here. And I know I said that already, but shout out to everybody in the building, man. I appreciate you rocking with your guy. Appreciate you pulling up. If you would do me a favor and hit the like button. If you like this content, if you bleed silver and black, if you're a diehard Raiders fan, man, subscribe to the channel, right? We do this content daily. I say daily, but you know, it's usually 5 days a week. Some people some people in the chat want to hold me to that daily shit, but weekdays, 5 days a week. I'll give you at least 5, sometimes more, if there's something to talk about. All right, the offensive line, the offense for the Las Vegas Raiders, projected to be near the bottom of the NFL, with some outlets ranking them around 22nd overall, and some outlets having them 26th overall. Damn. But new offensive assistant under Chip Kelly, quarterback Geno Smith, tight end Brock Bowers, Ashton Jeanty as the running back, potentially to elevate the unit from this low ranking. It's not giving me all the information it gave me about the last team. What the hell? It's kind of bullshit. Damn. Alright, so potential strengths. The offense with Chip Kelly. Yeah, we know. Brock Bowers, Ashton Jeanty. I feel good, man. I feel good about this game. I feel a lot better looking at these rankings, you know, knowing that their defensive line struggled, knowing that their offensive running backs, you know, fumble the ball. That's a good thing. Let's see. Key personnel. Quarterback Geno Smith brings a veteran presence. Yeah, we know all that. Chip Kelly is tasked with revitalizing the offense, bringing in experience from the college rankings and a previous stint with the 49ers. Damn, they're not even going to throw in the fact that Chip Kelly was a Super Bowl winner for the Philadelphia Eagles? You're going to leave that part out? That's cool. Playmakers. Although Brock Bowers and Ashton Jeanty are expected to be major contributors, veteran wide receivers core like Jacoby Myers and Amari Cooper along with Dante Thornton. Yeah, bro. So they have our offense ranked worse than whatever we just read at the beginning of the show that had us 16th. They have us 26th. They have us 26th, 22nd, and 25th. Sharp Analyst has us 25th. ESPN has us 26th. And Bleacher Report has us 22nd, which that's not good. Defensive rankings. Wow. Expert consensus placed the Las Vegas Raiders defense in the bottom third of the league, with various outlets like Yahoo Sports ranking them 23rd, Sharp Football Analyst ranking us 25th for week 1. While specific rankings fluctuate, The Raiders defense is noted for the recent significant overhaul, including the new defensive leadership that remains significant question mark heading into the season. Key factors and trends. Coaching and scheme. With the new head coach, the defensive staff, the Raiders are undergoing a significant culture and schematic shift. What am I supposed to read in my comments? What, dude? What are you talking about? Why am I getting text to read comments? What do you have to say? What is it? If it's so important, text it again. Because I can't find it. What dude? I don't see no dude that's not usually in here. Oh. Hail to the Redskins. Man. Redskins is another NFC championship. You know, if my Raiders don't win, believe it or not, the only team I root for, well, I don't root for, but, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing winning, is the Washington Redskins. My best friend for 28 years passed away 2 years ago. Damn, actually, just a couple days. Shouldn't even mention that or brought that up. It's going to be any day now, the anniversary. But yeah, man, he was a diehard Washington Redskins fan, and you know, so that I don't really root for him. But you know, if there's any team that I would like to see win, if it's not my Raiders, it is the Washington Redskins. They have one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in all of football. You know, they have a solid running game. They have a you know, Bijan Robinson. They have a pretty solid offensive line. They have great coaching, great leadership over there. They have 3 ex-head coaches on their staff. They very well could have been the Super Bowl champions last year. I feel like they could have beat the Kansas City Chiefs just as much as the Philadelphia Eagles. So I wouldn't be mad at them winning the championship. I wouldn't be mad seeing the Redskins in the Super Bowl. That would be sick as fuck. Redskins Chiefs in the Super Bowl would be fun. Nah, bro. Raiders Skins. The R&R Super Bowl. That would be great. Gotta smash them. All look like the like button. That's it. Thought Trump was changing his name back to what? Pedophile? Fuck you. Change his name back to what? 9-8 if we win every possession game at best. 9-8 if they win every one possession game at best. I'm not going to argue with that. If we win every one possession game, we're going 12-5, bro. We're going 12-5. If we win every one possession game, there's no way we don't go 12-5. But 9-8, I mean, 9-8 from 4-13. I'm not going to be crying. I'm not going to be excited, right? Because we're still picking in the middle of the pack, right? You know, that's 9-8 puts us, you know, depending on other teams, fuck, we can be picking at 16, 17, 18, somewhere in there. That doesn't cut it for me, right? If we're gonna be ass, just be ass. Just be ass. Picking the top 10 again. I'm fine with that. I wouldn't be mad if we had, you know, a losing season with 4 or 6 wins. But if we win 8 or 9 games and we're just 1 or 2 games away from the playoffs, I can't take that, man. I can't take that. I cannot. He was a loser. What? He has us losing versus the Bears. Tough though. Who does? Who has us losing to the Bears? I don't know, man. Caleb Williams is a dog. He could sling the rock, and he's accurate as fuck. He has a, the offensive line is a question, but if they get a run game behind him and give that young man time to throw, the Bears game is it's gonna be rough. But I had us, I predicted us winning the Bears game. Um, Another one of those close games that we just, they put the ball in Gino's hands and he does that DC magic. Shout out for the $2 holla. Raiders. Brock Bowers, more problems. Um, you remember you always laughing at me. What? What? Whatever. Terry and Diabs will put in that work. Y'all got the receiving core. I would have, if I was the Raiders, I would have been on the phone making every phone call I could saying, what do you want for Terry McLaurin? Because, as soon as Jacoby Myers said he wanted to be traded, I think that deal was already done. Terry McLaurin had already re-signed, but I would have given Jacoby Myers in the first round. I would have gave him Jacoby in the first round for Terry McLaurin all day long. The Bears are solid all the way around. Raiders don't have what? They're not solid all the way around. They have questions on their offensive line. They have some receivers that got to stay healthy. They have a little bit of questions in their running back room. Their defense is solid as hell. The Bears are going to be a problem. They're going to be a big problem. They're going to be a lot bigger problem than I thought they were going to be. I thought first year head coach, it was going to take time, for Johnson to get his shit together, right? Never coaching a team before, only being an offensive coordinator. I figured it was going to take a while, but like I said, I've been wrong before. I've been wrong before. Raiders win week 1. They will jump 6 to 8 spots. They lose. Back to the end of the line. 4 win. Gets no respect. Damn, Gio, you're putting the whole season on week 1? On week 1? We need time to gel, right? It's gonna take time for this team to figure out, who their guys are, right? Besides Brock Bowers, right? Is Ashton Genty going to be able to run the ball without getting hurt, trying to run people over? We have a lot of questions, but I don't think if we lose this game, if I'm reading that right, that 4 wins. I hope not, man. I hope not. And I don't see Pete Carroll or Spytek or anybody in this franchise saying we're just going to go out there and play football and whatever happens. We're not going to try to do anything crazy to win any of these games. And hope for the draft. I don't see that. Gino isn't our problem for sure. We don't know. I can agree the Bears do look pretty solid this year. The Bears are fucking nasty. 1-4 before the bye. 1-4 before the bye. Well, we have a bye week 8, so that would be 7 games we play before the bye. Nah, bro. We're not 1-4. The Bears. Read my comments. I read my comments. YouTube flips the camera and makes the words break up on the clothing. Looks like. Oh, well, I can't do nothing about that, man. Can't do nothing about that. I read the comments. It just takes me a minute. Hondo has us losing to the Bears. Man, I don't give a shit what Hondo says. Law Dog, what's good? I think we got them, especially by the second half. What else we got? What else we got? Dark, we win the big games. Ooh. Our offense is going to be... Damn, I cannot see with you. You're right. Our offense is going to burn a lot of the clock. Game management is a huge part of their play. 100% Law Dog. That's what I've been saying. But you can't run the clock. You know, that was the goal last year, right? That was supposed to be, you know, the blueprint. Run the ball, be physical on defense, cause turnovers, get the ball back in your quarterback's hands. But we couldn't run the ball. Now, hopefully, with the number 6 overall pick, that all changes. But if teams, you know, stack the box and you know, just say fuck it, see what Geno's got, and make Geno try to beat him. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think we'll be scoring around 34 to 30, 34, 33. Raiders win. Okay, I'll be good with that. I'm not your lover. Oh shit. The team is getting unified when they get on the same page. It's over. That's what I said, man. That's what I've been saying on this channel over and over again. By week 5, you know, by week 5, week 6, I feel like this team is going to be clicking on all cylinders, right? And when you got all, you know, 8 or 10 cylinders pumping, it's different. It's different. And people underestimate the fact that Max Crosby is still on this team. There's no fucking way our defense is 31st in the NFL with Max Crosby on the team. There's just no way. No way. Now, you know, if something happens like last year and he doesn't play the whole season, then possibly. But with Max Crosby on your team, even if the whole fucking rest of the defense is trash, it still puts you in at least in the 20s. At least in the 20s. Minimum. So, I've never seen you in here, Chiefs fan. I hope. What? What are you talking about? No Chiefs fan. You're the only Chiefs fan in here. What are you talking about? Washington and Ravens Super Bowl? Okay. Okay. Probably a Philly fan. The channel is about the Raiders. Yes. Um, only new wagon boys have second favorite teams, right? Right? My second favorite team. If we get pressure on the quarterback, we'll do good every game. If there's no good chance, people can pick us apart. But that's the big question, man. Can we get pressure on the quarterback? Can we get pressure on the quarterback with this defensive line? With Jonas Olalu, with Thomas Booker, with Adam Butler, with 2 rookies in J.J. Pegues and Tonka Hemingway. You know, I believe we can. I think Tyree Wilson is going to have his best year ever. And that's not saying a lot, right? You got to have, what, 6 sacks? More than 20 pressures, right? That's not a lot to ask for. And, you know, I feel like like I said, a lot of teams, a lot of people are sleeping on us. Dope ass Woodson porch is setting what? Dope ass wooden porch for the setting, folks. Look dope. Appreciate you. Yeah. Got the old ass deck, you know. The old ass deck. Too bad you can't see behind me because, you know, all the trees, but yes, I built the balcony. Yes, I built the balcony. I will take all credit. Did you break it in? Oh, it's been broke in. It's been broke in more than once. It's a veteran. It's a vet. I wish Candy would go live for at least 5 days out of the week on her OnlyFans. Well, you have to get more people in there, Dark, and you have to tip. If you get people in there and tip, I bet she'd do it 7 days a week. She loves nothing more than money. There's nothing on the planet she loves more than money. Maybe her credit card, but you got to have money to pay that. So, I bet she'd be willing to do that. Rebel, we're gonna do better than you think. Than I think. I think we're gonna be 12-5. I don't know. I don't know how we could be much better. If we're better than that, then shit, it's Super Bowl all the way. I just feel like we have some questions, and even with the 12-5, I think I predicted that, but I think a lot of things got to happen. Geno has to be spot on. Our offensive line, like I said, has to be in the teens, right? In the teens. No farther than like 17. I think anything past 17, we're in trouble. If we stay middle of the pack, we'll be good. If our running game stays middle of the pack, we'll be good. But go back and watch the beginning, Law Dog, of the rankings I showed, and let me know what you think about that, because they got us ranked fucked up. Washington will blow Vegas out, same as the Giants week 1. You want to put money on that? I watched one fantasy guru say Brock is going to score tons of fantasy points. He said last year was just a sample. I mean, it could go both ways, right? Brock Bowers could score 20 touchdowns and 2,000 yards. Or, he can have lower numbers than he had last year, because the fact that you have Jack Besh, you have a running game in Ashton Genty. The only reason, okay, not the only reason, because Brock Bowers is the GOAT already, right? So I won't say the only reason, but one of the main reasons that Brock Bowers had the year he had is because we had nobody. We had no running game. We had no other receivers. It was him and Jacoby Myers, right? Alex Bachman, like Christian Wilkerson. Like we didn't have weapons, right? Our running backs, Zamir White and and Alexander Madison. And I don't want to sit here and say I told y'all, but I told y'all Alexander Madison was going to be trash for this team. He just did not fit the scheme. Did not fit the scheme. But I think we're gonna have a damn good year. All depends. What the hell? I know I'm live. What the fuck happened? We gotta have a lot of things go our way. We need to have Lady Luck on our side for the first time in a long time. We need to get some loves from the refs, which I think we could get some loves from the refs. Welcome to the new members in the Chizat. Chewy again. Mike Merrick. Dirt Raider. Demokes. Where the fuck's he been? And Faster Than You. Welcome to the Unleashed Militia Rebel family. Appreciate y'all. Or appreciate myself for gifting y'all. Appreciate my mods for gifting y'all. Maybe they'll pop in. No, sir, I was talking about the power rankings 30 minutes ago. Raiders inspired merch. Yes, go check out some Raider inspired merch. Rebel, if we win the games, you gotta Venmo me a beer. Rebel, if I got you. I can do that. But I already have us predicted to win 26-23 or 24. So if we win, you gotta buy me a beer. Super chat. It's right there. Say it. But I have us winning this game. I broke it down. I gave the scenario. I even called This is how it's gonna go down. I hope, right? We're gonna be up 20, 23. We're gonna be up 23-17 or 16, and they're gonna come down and score in the fourth quarter, and they're gonna take the lead, but they're gonna leave too much time on the clock. And Gino is gonna come down and pull that Derek Carr magic, get us in field goal range. Raiders win, 26-24. Faster than you. What's good? Appreciate you popping in. Got more? It'll take 4 weeks to become consistent, so 2 and 2 is sufficient. I believe that. I believe that. Like I said, by week 5, I think we're rolling. I think all cylinders are a go. All systems are a go. I think the timing for the receivers come into play. I think Gino knows what he has. Who his number one targets are going to be, which we all know is going to be Brock Bowers. We'll know if we have a running game or not, and if we have to pass the ball, 40 times a game. Because if we can't run the ball, we could throw the ball 40 times a game. Gino's not, below that. And if he is, shit, put Kenny Pickett in. Like, I ain't fucked up. James Furpo finally got a membership. He's going to be happy. Blake, Roash, where my guy? Captain Jared. And Pancho Villa. Welcome to the Unleashed Rebel Militia family. Shout out to all the people becoming members. Keep those memberships. It's $2.99 a month, man. Take a little bit longer than a minute. Read the chat at 9:05. Man, I gotta talk, bro. I can't talk and read at the same time. I can't read and keep up like me. No, I just have shit to talk about. You just don't have nothing to talk about. You just yell at people and then read the comments. Your life is different. Mine's a lot harder. I gotta comment on comments. Your chat be rolling, Candy. I'll stop by yelling Raiders. Right? And you can't even see it. I don't know how she keeps up with that shit, bro. That shit is crazy. I think we're gonna surprise a lot of people. I feel that too, man. I feel like we're definitely gonna surprise some people, and I hope they keep sleeping on us because, ranking our defensive backfield 32nd in the NFL and our defense 31st by some of these cats, even in the 20s, it's bad, bro. The praying can't even register. I can't register. All right, man. Let me catch up on these chats. I wonder how long it takes to see these my comments. Well, till now. That's how long it took. Drive Shaft, what's good? What's good? Appreciate you. Louisiana, nice. It's 9:09. I don't know what time it is. So, how long did it take? Let me know. Yeah, Arkansas. I'll stop I love. No, you don't. We're going to be fine. That's what I want to hear. I think we are. I know we will win more than 4 games. That's for damn sure. Come on, can we get better coaching staff? And we got more fresh legs. I mean, anything less than doubling our win total from last year is uncivilized, and it's a total fail. It's a total fail. There's no way you could tell me that we went and got the right head coach or the right anything if we only win 4 more games than we won last year. We should have won way more games than 4 last year. We just had a lot of injuries. So if this team stays healthy and only wins 8 games, man, I'm not gonna be too mad, but I'm not gonna be excited, right? I'm gonna be fairly disappointed for the first time in a long time because I usually don't get disappointed at Raider games because I'm so used to losing. What do you think Gino's final total for the year, touchdowns and interceptions? I say Gino has fucking mosquitoes, stop trying to eat me, you little bastards. I say Gino has 40 touchdowns and 15, 16 interceptions. I don't know. But really, I think it's possible, man. I think it's possible. If Geno could be protected, I think it's possible. I think, in the 30s. He had 21 last year with a 31st ranked offensive line. If our offensive line is ranked in the 20s, keeps him upright, if he's not running for his life constantly, I don't see why, high 30s should be a problem for Geno. Appreciate the sub. And, the interceptions, I think Geno's going to be Geno, so I believe his interceptions are, the turnovers are the same as last year, somewhere, 14, 15, 16, with, 5, 6 fumbles, because that's Geno. He got them small hands. But somewhere in there, man, if he has, 35 and 15, I'll be good with that. If he does that, I think we have a shot at the playoffs. Anything less, I don't know. Leaky T, what's good? Appreciate you with a $5 holla. Rebel in the Nation, salute. Jack Kenner, what it do? All right, man. So that's my predictions. Geno Smith to have somewhere in the 30s. I think, people are sleeping on Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper was hurt last year. The year before, he had over 1,000 yards. The year before that, he had, I believe, close to 1,000 yards, if not over 1,000 yards. So, hopefully he hasn't lost a step. He does lead the league in drops every single year, but he gets a lot of balls thrown to him. So, score prediction for me is 28-21 Raiders. Yeah, I think there's some field goals. There got to be some field goals in there. I don't think these defenses are that shitty. I think there's going to be some stops, but I'd be happy with 28-21. I'd be happy with that all day. I would love for us to, put up 28 points. It's been a long time. Yeah, Raiders win 26-24. That is my prediction. I appreciate everybody rocking with you. I will see y'all tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be on the phone or the computer, but if it's on the computer, we will break down a little bit of film of some of the guys that we brought in. Look at a little bit of film from the preseason, from the teams we're going to play and their starting unit. But with that being said, love one another, protect everybody, protect yourself, protect your mental health. If you ever need to talk, my community page has a hotline. Hit me up, leave a message, speak your mind. I'll call back. It is what it is. But much love. Appreciate everybody. Raiders win week 1. Peace. Much love.